Hey everyone, it's Trace Face. I am coming at you today with a different type of topic. The wind, I'm sorry, just slammed my door shut. And so it's going to be a bit of a different topic today. And as a disclaimer, I just want to state for the record, we're going to be talking today about social skills, communications, taking a good hard look at ourselves and taking a good hard look within before we're ready to point fingers at others. Now, for the majority of my videos, I talk about narcissists and what narcissists do. And some of the things I'm going to share with you in this video, you're going to recognize, yep, the narcissist did this, the narcissist did that. But you're going to recognize some of these things, but I want you to keep in mind that some of these things you may be doing yourself. You may be doing yourself. And what I want to do in this video, and what the point I want to get across in all the studying I have done on communication skills throughout my lifetime, and taking this up as a career, is there are things that you could be doing, guys, to attract better people into your life and eliminating bad people out of your life just by looking within and fixing some of these bad habits that you might have picked up. Now, some of these bad habits you might have picked up due to narcissistic abuse, or you might have picked up these bad habits throughout time because you've seen this within your family dynamics or people around you, social circles, what have you, and you don't even realize you're doing some of these things. Now, again, as a disclaimer, I do not want to, I don't want anybody to be confused that because what the narcissist does do is the narcissist does try to put you down and make you think that you're doing all these things wrong all the time. And if you're going through that, this might be a video that you want to save to watch later because you're done being criticized and being abused, and you're not ready to have this kind of conversation to look within because you're going through so much of this cognitive dissonance. And I invite, maybe you do want to listen to this video because maybe, guys, you also want to think about some of the people within your social circles that are doing these things that you might need to tell them. They might not be aware they're doing these things, and you might have to tell them. Also, you might be ready to hear these things I'm about to tell you. You might have the capacity within yourself to look within and to see, yeah, I might be doing some of these things. Now, some of the things I'm going to share with you today, I have done these things, and I had to sit and look at myself and say, wow, I need to stop doing that. That's pretty toxic. You know, words thrown around quite a bit, but you know, I might need to improve that. That might be pushing good people away from me. I need to have these hard conversations with myself and look within to try and fix anything I perhaps could be doing to push people away from me. So if you're ready to hear this with me, stay tuned. Again, guys, I take people for one-to-one coaching 7 days a week. If you're having a bad day, reach out to me at tracefaceit@gmail.com. That's TRACEFACE IT, tracefaceit@gmail.com, so that I can schedule you. If you're having a bad day, guys, I usually have sessions, gaps within my schedule, and I'll be glad to take you if you're having a bad day that day, and we'll get you in to talk to someone. All right, so today, yes, let's get into this about, communication skills. Communication skills are key, and taking a look at your social standards that you may have for yourself or may not have or may be lacking, and having these hard conversations to make sure, wait a minute, am I doing this before I'm going to go point the finger at somebody else doing it? So let's get into this. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is what types of things might you have developed through your experiences in your lifetime, especially starting off when you were a child? Maybe some things happened to you, some bad experience, some traumatic events. And I don't know if you guys have learned about this whole notion of anxious or avoidant attachment styles. If you look up this information online about anxious avoidance, or people that are just flat out avoidant people, they avoid conflicts. they try to hurry up and control the situation. They're going to reject you first before you would ever reject them, because they are trying to control the situation because of things that happen to them. Now, a lot of people will compare these people to narcissists, and I do believe there's a fine line with some of their behaviors, and it's very difficult to deal with people that do this sort of thing, because you don't know how to navigate around their fears, okay? Because this is all fear-based behaviors that they're doing. Take a look. Do you push people away before it's necessary? Do you avoid hard conversations with people just because you don't want to have them, just because it seems too hard or too challenging for you? But maybe that person deserves to have a conversation. Maybe the person doesn't. Maybe the person has proven to you through time that, this person is doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I've already seen enough of it, and I know it's going to do no good to have this conversation with them, and I do need to walk away. Okay, but take a good hard look at some of the people in your life and look at some of the patterns that are happening within your life, because maybe you are doing this and you're not aware. So take a look and look at some of these videos out there talking about anxious and avoidant attachment styles and what that means, because it could mean something that you've been doing that you're not even aware of. And it could have happened through years worth of abuse. And a lot of these things I'm going to talk to you today about could be years worth of abuse that has built up to this point. Do you offer your opinion or critique of others when it's not asked for? Maybe when it's not even asked for, or maybe better yet, when it's completely uncalled for. We live in a world now where people feel like they have to answer something. Guys, I'm here to tell you, you can just keep on scrolling. If you don't agree with somebody, I'm here to remind you today, you can just keep scrolling. Don't be that unhealthy person that has to start arguments with strangers online, has to prove a point that you're right and they're wrong. Everyone has a different opinion. We all have a butthole. that whole saying of everyone's opinion, opinions are like buttholes. We all have them. Yes. Okay. And sometimes you guys have to think about, do I even have a filter? Think before you speak. And this is going to go for one of the next topics I'm talking about in terms of listening, active listening skills, and taking 10 seconds before you even answer a question or before you even say something. Some of you go right from, 0 to 20 with what you have to say, and you didn't think about what you had to say. You need to have a filter for the things that you're saying, or ask yourself, is this going to benefit this person in any way if I say this, or benefit society or myself? Maybe I need to keep my opinion to myself. Again, technology is forcing this on people, making people think this kind of behavior is okay. And what it does is it's making you very toxic, and it's pushing people away from you, good people too. I have seen friendships break over people not having filters. They say really rude things without even thinking, talking about somebody's hairstyle, talking about somebody's appearance, when they don't need to say anything. Okay. They need to keep that to themselves and stop themselves and think before they speak. Now, this brings me to my next topic. Maybe for some of you, nobody has listened to you for a long period of time. Maybe people in your family, okay, have been a long line of interrupters. They interrupt. So you've seen this throughout your life. Or maybe, your boundaries have been so weakened that you don't have sort of healthy boundaries when it comes to communicating with others, and when it's time for you to speak, and when it's your turn. Perhaps you haven't been treated right for so long that, you just have so much to get out and so much to say. And, or maybe with your boundaries are so weakened that you're pushing things very quickly. Okay. but we have to talk about this stuff. Okay. And, you know, it's called active listening skills, active listening skills. Some people really have a hard time with this. Now, narcissists will interrupt because they want to interrupt, because they have to be right, because they have to speak over you to feel like they are in control. They have dominance over you. They are in charge. What they have to say is much more important than when you have to say, okay? But some people have to, now I have people within my family, okay, that comes from a long line of interrupters. And I remember specifically this one person in my family had said to me, oh, back when I was in my early 20s, if I ever do what their parent was doing, which is interrupting continuously, they said, just take me out of my misery, because I didn't even want to be like that. Well, fast forward, I had to tell this person that they were interrupting me. And do you know what their response was? No, you're interrupting me. Now, it can get so bad, you guys, that interrupters actually think this way. They believe that you continuing your sentence because they interrupted you, they believe that you actually just interrupted them because they didn't get the floor when they wanted it. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of active listening skills and having that ability to actually listen to someone. I've noticed with some people, when the conversation isn't about them or about a topic that they're interested in, they'll be looking all around the room. They won't be paying attention. Now, this can be undiagnosed ADD or ADHD. Absolutely. People have this. They don't even realize that they're doing it. But like I said, having myself come from a long line, a family of interrupters, it is something I do try to be very self-aware of, because I don't ever want to turn into that or do that to other people. Because why? It's rude. It's rude. It's never okay to do. It actually comes across to others as being very obnoxious. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that's waiting for someone to stop talking just so you can jump right in and have the floor. Actually listen to people to engage what the person is saying and not just wait for your turn to speak, because it really does push people away. So ask yourself this: am I the person that dominates conversations? Am I the person that has to be talking only about what I want? Do I actually ask people questions about themselves, and do I really listen about them and their life, so that you can show that person, if you care about them, that you are paying attention and you are listening to what matters to them. And it's not just talking about subject matter that pertains to yourself. Don't listen to speak, listen to understand. That's an old saying that I remember learning in communication courses in college. Don't just listen so that you can hurry up and speak. Listen to the person so that you are understanding them before it's all going to be back to all about you. All right. Ask things like, so, hey, how was your day today? Did you work on that thing you mentioned yesterday? This is the kind of thing that's going to, again, attract great people to you and make you more attractive. I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, this kind of stuff is going to make you more attractive, much more confident, and again, attracting good people to you. All right. We talked about, yes, offering your opinion and critique when it's not asked for. The next thing I have down here, are you talking about things with people that would be better off that you'd save for your therapist? I recently had a friend that went on a date, and the person apparently fell head over heels for her within the second date and started to tell her some very personal things about himself that I do not believe he should have ever shared with her, and really scared her away, because this is not the kind of conversations that you want to be having with someone off the bat. Ask yourself, is this the kind of conversation I should have with a new person in my life, or should I save that for my therapist? Because you don't ever want somebody to think that they're throwing all of their issues onto you, and you're going to be their new therapist instead of their new friend or person in their life. It scares people away, and it's something that you got to take a look at. Now, guys, again, if I'm offending you in this video, it's because I'm hitting some nerves here. Take a pen and paper down. Do the inner work. Really think about this stuff for yourself, because I'm telling you, this is stuff that I have done and made mistakes of over the past. Okay. I can remember, I'm just going to share with you guys, my friend from college. Okay. I remember her saying, when you get on the phone, this is back in my 20s. She's like, Trace, when you get on the phone, like, you don't stop talking. And I realized, well, I was working from home at the time. It was my first job out of college that I was working from home. All I did was talk on the phone for sales calls. And when I finally had someone to talk to and listen to me, I realized that, yeah, I was doing that. I was dominating conversations. I was not even asking her what was going on with her. And I remember like learning about this in college in the communication courses I was taking. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I got to make necessary steps to fixing this, because I don't want to be that person. And I know we can always get better. Okay. Just everything I'm talking about to all of you today, we can always get better with this stuff. This is stuff I always have to keep in check for myself, because like I said, I've seen this all my life too, within my family. Are you codependent on others for validation? All right. Now, I got a lot of you saying like, I can't ever meet good people. Good people don't, I always attract the scum buckets of the earth. Da, da, da. Okay. So again, this video is all for, let's see if there's anything we're doing that could be creating this for us. We've all known the friends that as soon as they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, we never see or hear from them again. Do you know what that is? That's codependency. That is a person that basically says to themselves, I don't need all of you right now. I have this significant other, so I'm good. And I'll talk to you when I talk to you. And maybe some of us have been this way and been guilty of that ourselves. I know I was in my 20s. I did this stuff. Now, yes, the narcissists in my life, the ones, those relationships, they were great at isolating me from my family and friends. Okay, so that's different. But take a look at this. Do you do this? Are you boy crazy? Okay. Are you the guy that's always, every time you're out to dinner, you got to talk about this broad wants you and this one you're talking to and this one you saw last night? Good men don't even, as you guys are getting older, don't even care or don't even want to hear about this stuff. So, you're wondering why, you can't find any good guy friends. Well, maybe some of these things you're doing here are pushing people away and they don't want to hear this. All right. But this is the kind of thing you got to think about. The next thing I'm getting at, do you drink too much? Do you drink too much? Last summer, as you guys know, and I was transparent with you, I went to Florida. I had some drinks with my friends. Everything was cool there. When I got home from that trip, and as the summer continued, I made some mistakes with that. And I turned to that as a source to self-soothe like I used to. And so, but I remember, even though I had a great time down in Florida, I'm laughing now, but I drank too much one night. Okay. I had a little too much to drink. And I was resorting to some old patterns while I was down there. All night long, talking about this guy that I found really attractive. I mean, I annoyed my friend the entire car ride home. Okay. Because she told me about it the next morning. For those of you that know, that's my friend Natalie, that you met, that came on the channel. And she was transparent with me. She's like, were you okay last night? Like, you literally talked about him all the way home. And I was like, so embarrassed. And I was so like, what? Like, that's not even me anymore. That's like, 2006 Trace, and it's because I had too much to drink. And for those of you that don't understand this, no, drinking is not truth serum. I've said it more than once. It doesn't bring out who you really are inside. It brings out a nut. It can, if you overdo it, okay? It can bring out a side to you that you thought you put to bed or to put to rest. And it can make you do really stupid things that are going to embarrass you. Also, what drinking does, you guys, is it does create repeat pattern in your life. If you're drinking to excess, I know this to be true. I know what this does to me and to other people out there. Okay. If you're drinking to excess, or you're in a pattern where you're on those psychotropic meds that the doctor's prescribing, and you're not getting out of these patterns, you're going to keep making the same decisions. Your life will be on repeat, because why? Your mind has been altered. You're not even thinking clearly or normally to be able to make rash decisions in your life and to make better decisions for yourself in your life. And look, if I don't put myself out there and we all don't talk about this stuff, it's going to continue for us. This is why I'm using myself as examples with these things. Are you always late and make people wait for you? Oh man, I was notorious for this. I used to be late all the time. Well, I learned that from a family member of mine who was notoriously always late, always making people wait for them. Okay. So I picked that up and I thought, oh, that's okay. They did it, so I should be able to do it too. It's no big deal. Until I realized, I don't know, it was somewhere along the way, I watched this video talking about when you do that, you are selfish, and there's nothing, you can't get around that. There's nothing to get around that. And I had to eat that. Wow. They're right. They're absolutely right. When you make other people wait for you, you know what you're saying? That your time is more valuable than theirs, and that you are going to be disrespectful to that person's time, and that you don't care about it. And it's a skill, a social skill you got to work on, and just a general respect you have to have for other people to stop being this way. Now, if you're doing this a lot at work, ask yourself, maybe you don't want to be at this job anymore. That's why you're doing this subconsciously, because you don't care about it anymore. They're treating you like crap, and therefore you want to get out, and that's why you're doing this. That's something you need to ask yourself. Why are you doing this? The next one I have here, are you the type of person that has gotten to a place in your life that you actually like to listen to yourself complain, or be the martyr, or be the victim? Think about it. Have you gotten to a place in your life that you're comfortable constantly complaining? Okay. Some people get so completely addicted to hearing themselves talk. Now, somebody I was involved with in the past, mother, was notorious for this. I do all of this, that, the other thing for everyone, and look at how they all treat me. And would go on and on and on and on and on like this, to the point where no matter what you would say to try and help the situation and try to make it better for them, or suggest ideas for them, they would just keep talking right over you, still about how they are the martyr of the family. And the family wouldn't be together if it wasn't for them. Yet they're telling you all the an enormous amount of toxicity that people are dumping on them from their family, that they're allowing. But they got so used to being this person that this is all they knew. This is all they wanted to talk about. And it's extremely toxic to be around, to listen to this. And they don't even have a concept for your time, that they would spend hours on the phone with you, telling you this, that, the other thing about everybody else in their life, and how, they just wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for them. Or they have dealt with so many years of abuse, and they're still alive and kicking. Guys, nobody wants to listen to that. So if you're finding that you're doing these things, you really do need to look within and ask yourself, am I that person that just complains and dumps on everybody in my life all the time. Maybe I need to talk to a coach and use that time, or a therapist, and use that time to talk to them, and not do this to important people in my life, because it's a lot that I'm dumping on others, expecting for them to just be a listening ear on, when you're on repeat pattern here. It's no longer about all the people that have done wrong to you at this point. It's about the fact that you're allowing it because you have extremely weak boundaries, and maybe you've never worked with somebody to establishing how to create boundaries in your life. Guys, I've helped people in their 70s create boundaries for themselves that they've never had before. They've never, ever had before, until they recognize, wow, I don't have any boundaries. I thought I did. And we get to that place that we work on them together, and we get them to a place that they can be comfortable to tell people, no, this is the way it's going to be now for me. You don't get to go doing all this stuff anymore to me. Anybody can do this, and stop being the self-proclaimed martyr and victim. You're not victims, guys. You're survivors. And it's time to turn that whole thing around in here. Yeah, and it's bringing me to here. Do you know how to stick up for yourself? Do you know how to stick up for yourself and have boundaries like a boss? Or are you still letting other people walk all over you? This is what we got to get to. Okay. Oh, yes. As we talked earlier about the avoidant, and the anxious attachment style, which can sometimes be very similar in what they're doing. Do you avoid conflict and interaction with others? Are you avoiding certain topics and conversations because you're afraid to hurt someone's feelings? You know, is it warranted? Is it warranted? Is this going to help better your friendship with this person? Or is it going to harm it? Or maybe you don't know how they're going to react, but either way, it might be affecting you in the relationship. And you need to tell them. If the person is important enough to you, you have to not avoid these hard conversations and have them with people that truly you love and that you know love you. Now, some people, you are going to decide not to have conversations with them. It's not avoiding. It's the fact that you've known them for enough time to know that it's not worth it. It's not worth it for you. Okay. So that's a completely different, separate thing. But for those people that have proven to you in your life that they really, truly are in your corner, that they love you, and that, they're not hot and cold with you. They don't play games with you. You're not hero 1 minute and zero the next. They're not trying to aggravate you by telling you some information that they want to sit back and watch your face after they tell you, that kind of a thing. I mean, these people aren't in your corner and they're not your friends. And yeah, you don't need to have any conversations with them. You can decide to walk away, and there is nothing wrong with that. But ask yourself this question: do you avoid conflict and or interaction with others that otherwise do deserve to know what's going on for you, what you're thinking, and that it's important for them to hear what you have to say? If they're really your friend, they're going to listen to you. Do you lack confidence? Now, this is nothing that you're going to get from other people. Okay. I hate to tell you this. Confidence has to come from within. You could put out 1,000,001 selfies of yourself. Okay, we've all done it, right? I could put out all this material about very important things that I'm doing that are going to help the community around here. You don't get any likes. Put up a picture of yourself looking pretty. I mean, this is the world we live in. Now, a lot of people get so wrapped up in this. They believe their confidence is going to come from how they look on social media. Maybe nobody in their life is building them up. Maybe they have been lacking confidence for a long time due to abuse. But the confidence, guys, has got to really come from within. And I'm talking, even if you're not happy with yourself right now in certain areas of your life, okay? There's certain areas of my life I still need major improvement with, okay? That I've let go and I've put a lack in, that I have to put more abundance towards, okay? And even so, I have understood that, you know what? I can still choose to wake up every day and be a better version of myself, work harder than I did yesterday, or, be okay. Sometimes you have to be okay with where you are right now, knowing, okay, I have these goals. I am working towards them. I am trying. Okay. But don't be going around looking for validation in other people. Guys, there was a time in my life, and I still sometimes catch myself doing this, that I used to be obsessed with my weight. Obsessed. Okay. To a point I had a problem. All right. I don't talk about that much on the channel, but I think from years of being a dancer, that's like 18 years of my life, and being made fun of in high school because I was so thin. I did look anorexic. It wasn't anything I could help, but it messed with me in my head when people would make fun of something I couldn't control. Okay. I couldn't control how I looked. I used to come home crying, asking my mom to make me these things called fat shakes in the supermarket. That was supposed to help you gain weight, because I got made fun of, and it hurt. And when I got to college, that all changed. But I had issues and I struggled with that. Up my whole life I've struggled. But I used to be that person, that's all I wanted to talk about. My weight with everyone around me. Oh, I gotta lose weight. Oh, I gotta, when I was underweight, you had people saying, you look great. When I was the perfect weight, I had people tell me, you're too skinny. When I was overweight, I had people saying, you look so much better with meat on your bones. I mean, it's just, and here we go again. You're not going to please all people, you guys, in this world, and you have to have thick skin. But, this whole idea of pushing people, I'm getting to the point of like pushing people away with things that, only you have control over. Only I have control over how I view myself. I can't be looking for that externally all the time, because it's going to bring me right back to those very places that I worked so hard to overcome. Am I where I want to be right now? No. But you know what? After everything I've endured in my lifetime, that's okay. Again, this is on me to fix, and I am not going to be going around seeking that validation from everyone that, hey, you look good. No, it's okay. You look great. But a lot of times, guys, through abuse, which also triggered a lot of my eating issues, where I would not eat to the point where I would overeat, and all these things I went through with eating disorders in my 20s. I realized that this is the self-talk that's got to get fixed. Nobody else can do that for me. All right. So that's talking about our confidence and how we really feel about ourselves. I want to ask you guys out there, look at yourself really long and hard about, I know a lot of people now, I've talked about on my channel before, that I do believe that animals are healing if you have a bank account for an animal, if you have the capacity to take in an animal. Okay. And what I mean by that is, yes, I believe that animals are healing, especially if you have been abused and you are coming out of abusive situations. The pets are such a great idea to have to help you to heal, They're beautiful, compassionate creatures of this world. And I'm such an advocate of animals. But I have seen people literally take in animals because they are lacking in other areas of their life, and they feel like, oh, if I just take in another animal, I'm going to be feeling great about myself. I'm going to be helping, contributing, helping give this animal a home, and yada, yada, yada. Please do yourselves a favor, okay? And ask yourself, these are little beings that are fully going to be dependent on you and your salary. Do you make enough for an animal? Right now, you guys, the cat food I order for my cats has gone up $20 a case since this entire inflation going on here. Okay. Now, what if one of them gets sick? What if something happens? One of them needs surgery. This is the kind of stuff you guys have to think about when you're taking in pets. Okay. Do you even have the capacity to take care of yourself before you can even think about taking care of animals? I literally have watched people hoard animals because of years of abuse and feeling inadequate and feeling like they have some sort of control or whatever the issue is. But I've seen this happen time and time and time again. I've watched people have children, you guys. They have children. When I'm being quite frank with you, they had no business bringing a child into this world. And I'm going to say it like it is. So ask yourself, can you even take care of yourself? Guys, to this day, I had to be honest with myself, okay? I've struggled with depression and anxiety since I can remember, okay? Runs very deep, generations worth in my family on both sides, okay? Now, I had to ask myself those questions quite often back in the day when I really wanted to have a child. And I thank the Lord Jesus, I did not have a child with the narc. But I used to ask myself that, can I even really take care of a child? Would I be able to do that? You know? So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, okay, that's really going to help you to start to look within here, to fixing some of the things that we may be doing that we could stop doing today, that is going to stop attracting unhealthy people into our lives and start attracting very healthy people into our lives by fixing some of these things we might be doing or might have been doing for a very long time. And nobody's talking about this, okay? Nobody's giving us solutions to how to stop avoiding narcissists in our life and start attracting the right people. Okay, no one's offering solutions. Did you guys notice this? And some of you are going to get very offended by this video because you're going to have to think about yourself. And a lot of you don't want to do that. You just rather would point fingers at narcs. It's the narcs' fault. Yeah, the narcs did a lot of things, you guys, but I'm going to tell you, I did a lot of things right back that were equally as toxic. And if I don't take a look at those things, who in the heck is going to? Who's going to fix them? Nobody else for me. No therapist, coach, friend, lover are going to fix these things for me. I have to do them. I have to do the long, hard work. And that's on me to fix. I can't put that on somebody else. Fix me. I'm ruined. No. The last thing I want to say to you, I want to ask you guys, ask yourself if you have motives. Okay. You have motives for some of the things that you're doing. Okay. And I'm talking about insincere motives that you might not even realize that you have. Are you just filling a spot right now? Perhaps you're trying to find somebody right now while you're still with someone. That's not going to work. Oh, if I could just find someone to sort of jump onto so then I can finally leave them. No, guys. No. That's not a good motive. trying to find a new friend out there. You know, maybe some of you are just trying to find anyone, just a warm body, so that you don't have to feel so alone. That's not fair to that person, that you don't even know them. You haven't taken the time to know them. You haven't even asked them any questions about themselves. You don't even know what their favorite color is, or, you know, where they went to grammar school as a kid. And yet, you know, you're ready to just use this person as a warm body to have, somebody to text, somebody to live with, perhaps to help you pay your bills because you lost the narc roommate. These are all really bad motives, guys, for getting in relationships and, or, you know, having, you know, trying to suit your needs while somebody's getting used. Somebody's getting used that doesn't deserve to. 9 times out of 10, it's usually someone that doesn't deserve this. So ask yourself, are you genuinely interested in this person? Okay, that's in your life. What do you even know about this person? Do you ask this person questions about themselves? Or are you really self-consumed right now with yourself and your own needs, and you're not going to make a good friend to anybody right now because you need to work on these things, and or the narcissist is still in your life, creating this toxic environment that is naturally, it's a vibration. And you're not going to, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you guys, your vibration, you might not know this, is on the same level with with the narcissist. Okay, because you're all anxious, depressed, sad, lonely, fearful, all the things. And sometimes even when you've gotten out, these things continue for a while, and you have to work really hard on them, because this is the kind of thing where if you don't pay attention to this stuff and you don't work on yourself with these areas, the same thing's going to happen. You're going to attract another one into your life, or you know, you're either, or you're going to hurt somebody in the process because you didn't take that time to fixing these things and asking yourself these really hard questions. All today really about looking within. Now, again, guys, this might resonate for some of you, or it might remind you of somebody that you're dealing with right now within your life. Maybe this video can help other people, or help other people to see what's going on with them, so that they can, again, attract the right kind of people to you and to your life. I'm going to just be honest with you guys and share that since I have worked on some of these things that I have listed here throughout the last 4 years of my life, it has really helped me to weed out the bad eggs and allow the good, you know, the good fruit to come on in to my life, and I have the capacity to welcome them. Am I a perfect person now? Is that what I'm saying? Nope. Some of these things I have on here, I still have to keep in check with myself, and give myself a long, hard, you know, did I do that? Do I do that? But that's what makes me who I am. And I know for many of you out there listening to this video today, makes you who you are. The fact that you do have the capacity to look within. You don't have this huge, gigantic ego that's preventing you from saying, nope, I don't do any of those things. I'm good. You know, you're delusional if you think that you don't do some of these things on this list, guys. Okay. So I hope this helps you guys today. I had to get this off my chest because it's something I've been meaning to do now, social skills, communication skills, for about a good year, because I've just picked up on a lot of things, you know, going out a lot more this past year since the pandemic is over. Well, we don't know that it's not, obviously not over, but then when the numbers went down, I went out a lot more this past year, and I picked up on a lot of things. I know that you guys saw that video for a lot of you that I did last summer about the latest narcissism trends. So I've been very observant, okay, of myself first and foremost, because you have to be. You can't be saying this about this one when you got the 3 fingers back at yourself, and you didn't even take a look at yourself first before you're ready to go say they all do this. No. What does that make you? The world's biggest hypocrite. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly am not looking to be that. Well, anyway, I hope this helps you guys. And once again, I am Traceface. I do take people for coaching. I have a retreat that's coming up. There literally is one spot left. If you are interested, it's coming up here on the 25th. And if you're interested, you have to talk to me, because we could probably make this happen for you, preferably for people I've worked with and that I know. But if not, we could talk previous to the retreat to see if you would be a good fit. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited to meet so many of you that I've known for years, but never got to meet you in person. So this is going to be really exciting. And it's going to be exciting to see the healing and progression and transformation I'm praying for all of us during this retreat. And anyway, thanks for listening. And again, please don't be afraid to reach out for coaching whenever you need the help. I know this stuff goes, and it usually happens on that day. You need to talk to someone. And that's what I offer with my services that many coaches can't do or don't have the capacity in their schedule to do. And that's what makes me different. Anyway, in terms of what I'm doing for services, I am Traceface, and it's time that we all face the truth together.